So I'm pleased to be here with Bill Kayser, and Bill Kayser I've known for a number of years. We've crossed paths in several jobs, mostly in consulting, and we both find ourselves gainfully employed now, and that's a thrill, both in startup companies here in Portland, me with AboutUs, and you with
New Relic.
With New Relic. So our friends from New Relic have spent a couple hours at lunch here kind of talking about the problems of monitoring production web servers. And so how did you get from consulting to production web servers?
Well, I think it was the consulting world that got me really interested in the practice of software engineering for whatever reason. Maybe it was the people that we worked with at IBM or whoever we were involved with. Really sort of learned, cut my teeth on real sort of good design, good innovations, and then from there I just felt that I really wanted to direct all that toward really building something for myself. And so it was a lot of product companies that eventually brought me to New Relic, where we're sort of utilizing the best of my interests, which are good software design, innovation, with kind of insight into the way software works and tools that give you knowledge about the software you're working with.
So the whole idea is that you're dealing with something that's measurement based, that there's some measurement that you're looking at, and then you try to figure out what the answer or what that measurement explains.
Well, I think the interesting thing for me is, you capture the measurement, but really trying to make something meaningful out of that. Really through visualization or some sort of interpretation, give some insight to people that you wouldn't get, just from looking at spreadsheets and graphs. I see the whole model actually extending in lots of interesting ways for me. To me, the idea of collecting data, instrumenting an application, is sort of like kind of aspect-oriented programming for systems, to apply aspects to your whole system and trying to do really interesting things.
So there's got to be a component there where you have to have some insight as to what are the aspects worth looking at.
Yeah.
And I know that some of the stuff you've shown us is you're forward thinking about that, and I know you did the stuff, and I hope I'm not spilling any beans, to talk about scalability.
Right.
And understanding scalability and to be able to make that based, and that's predicting the future in a sense, right?
Yeah, it is. We get a lot of our insights from you guys. I mean, I tend to get sort of wrapped up in kind of the data end, the low level, and it's hard to think really into the future and think, where can you take all this information that you have and do something interesting? And that's where I think, your strength in the time that I've known you is about kind of collecting information and trying to use that in new ways.
Well, I always have been interested in how you know things for sure, or not even for sure, but where does insight come from? And there's a sort of a playing around sense. If you have some measurements, what does this measurement even mean? Or if you have this effect you're seeing, what does it mean? The first interpretation of that is usually a little misguided. You have to play with stuff for a while before you really figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what do you think? What's on the horizon for you? What goal do you? Where are you trying to get to next? Do you think in your career?
I have to say I haven't really even thought that far ahead. I've gotten to a point, I guess, in my career where really what counts for me the most is just if I'm having fun right now.
Are you having fun?
I am having fun, and that counts for a lot. I'm not thinking too far into the future. I think there were times in my career that I really tried to decide I was going to focus on my career and focus on where I wanted to be when I was near the end of my career. And I whenever I did that, ended up sort of getting into areas that I didn't think were
I always felt guilty for not planning, like I was supposed to be or something. And you're saying that didn't work, huh?
It didn't work out.
Well, you did all right, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, where I am now, I think I'm pretty happy with. You just have to be careful not to measure yourself too much against what the people you see around you who really maybe aren't like you at all.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else, sure.
Well, Bill, I think you did a great job of being you. And I want to thank you for
thanks,
being
Lord,
here for this lightning interview.
That was good. All right.